Welcome to Leadership Rewired with Allison Allen, the podcast where we cut through the noise and talk about what leading really takes. No sugarcoating, no jargon, just real conversations, hard-earned insights, and practical wisdom to help you lead through change. Build the cultures that work and stay human while doing it. Let's get into it.
It's Friday, and for a lot of us, it's been a long week. I wanted to share a theme that I'm seeing amongst some of my clients: the fear of speaking up. Sometimes speaking up gets you rewarded, and sometimes it gets you labeled as disruptive. But here's the thing about real change makers. When you see something, you feel it, especially when it's broken. It's not just a thought, it's in your body. You literally can't sit still in a meeting and stay quiet while bad decisions are getting made. You can't watch your team work around a broken process without saying, there must be a better way. That's not a skill that you learned in training. That is who you are to your core. And in a time when layoffs and policy changes and uncertainty are making people go quiet and more hesitant to speak, organizations need these kinds of voices now more than ever. This is Leadership Rewired. Let's get into it. Speaking up isn't always celebrated. Sometimes it gets you trust, credibility, and a seat at the table. Other times it gets you labeled as difficult, not a team player, disruptive. And that's why a lot of leaders, especially right now, start to pull back. They second guess themselves. They wait for the right moment. They convince themselves it's really not worth it to bring this up. But for change makers, staying quiet isn't an option. When you know something can be better for your team, for your clients, for the organization, the urge to act is instinctual. I have always been the kind of person to raise my hand. No surprise. Early in my career, I'll be honest, it wasn't always graceful. I would blurt out ideas. I would challenge things without enough context. And while my intention was really good, my delivery wasn't always landing. But over time, working different jobs, especially during my time at McKinsey, I learned something really, really important. If you're in the meeting, be in the meeting. That means not just having the courage to speak, but knowing how to frame your point of view so it moves the room forward instead of shutting it down. I learned to read the dynamics in the room, choose the timing of my words that have the most traction, and most importantly, back up my point of view with data and impact, not just passion. That shift changed everything for me. My voice wasn't just heard, it started to drive a change in the organization. Fear is running so high in a lot of workplaces. Layoffs, restructuring, new rules, and shifting priorities. In these environments, people tend to put their heads down to feel safe. They stop offering ideas, they stop challenging broken processes. But here is what's at risk. When everyone stays quiet, the problem doesn't just go away. They get bigger, and someone else swoops in to fix it. The best leaders, they know this. That's why they surround themselves with people who see things they don't see. They rely on those same people to speak up because that is how you protect yourselves and close blind spots. And here's the other side of it. When you go quiet, people notice, especially if you've been the one weighing in, challenging, or offering solutions in the past. Silence from a known contributor sends a message whether you mean to or not. It can signal disengagement. It can make people wonder if you've given up or if something is wrong. And trust me, something is wrong. I've had those moments when I've spoken up, gotten shut down, and was even reprimanded publicly. And it doesn't feel good. You pull back, you tell yourself it's safer to just keep your head down. But here's what I've learned in my career. If you love the place where you work, If you believe in the team and the work that you do, and you haven't gotten any signal that you've ended your career, you have to find a way to re-engage. Sometimes it's like testing to see if something's hot. You have to ease back into it. You can offer a thought, ask a question, share a new perspective, because that is your strength. That's what change makers do. They see angles that others miss. They spot opportunities that other folks won't say out loud. And your silence may feel very safe in the moment, but in the long run, it robs you, your team, and your leader of exactly what's needed most. If you're feeling the itch to say something, but unsure how to channel it, here's some strategies that you can consider. Get super clear on the why. Make sure you're solving for impact, not just frustration. Pick your moment, because sometimes the best times to raise an issue are not in the heat of the meeting, but in a follow-up where you can go deeper. Bring the solution, not just the problem. Leaders are more receptive when they see that you've thought beyond the critique. Use we language, meaning frame your point of view in terms of the team or the organization, not just your own perspective. If you're a change maker, your voice is leadership. Yes, you need to be strategic. Yes, you need to read the room. Yes, you need to use data and impact. But don't silence yourself, because the truth is your leader might be depending on you more than you know. And your team might be learning from you that it's safe to speak up. So here's my challenge this week. When you see something that needs to be better, say it. Offer the idea, ask the question, name the gap. Because change doesn't happen when you are ready. It happens when you speak. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who's been holding back their voice. And for more truth talk on leading with courage, follow me on YouTube, Spotify, and LinkedIn. I'm Allison Allen, and remember, lead with clarity, change with confidence. Until next time.
Thanks for listening to Leadership Rewired with Allison Allen. If today's episode hit home, share it with a leader who needs it. And if you want more truth talk leadership insights, subscribe wherever you listen. Follow me on LinkedIn and keep leading with clarity, even when it's hard. See you next time.